Hello everybody and welcome to another World of Warcraft video. We just had the big announcement today, and not even really an announcement, but we've had 4 talent hero lineups. That's what they're calling them, the hero talents, but really they're subclasses. So we're going to refer to them as subclasses throughout this video most likely. So yeah, we'll just stick with it here. So like we see here, everybody, we have the Layn Blood Unholy Death Knight talent tree mock-up set up and ready to go for this review. The Sand Lane are Death Knights who have mastered the vampiric arts of the Dark Fallen. They consume the vitality of their enemies to protect and restore themselves. Their endless hunger only strengthens them. Let me go ahead and think this to full screen here. So you don't have to see all my weird tabs I keep up at the top of the screen. The Sand Lane is a Blood Unholy Death Knight combination for the hero track of of the 11-0 builds. First thing we have is Vampiric Strike. Your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 10% chance to make your next Heart Strike or Scourge Strike become Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike heals you for 3% of your maximum health and grants you Essence of the Blood Queen, increasing your haste by 1.5% up to 7.5% for 20 seconds. Pretty good overall. Death Knights already are pretty durable. They run around with the most amount of HP in the game. So yeah, pretty interesting. They're getting in another thing that makes them really strong HP wise. Following that, we have Newly Turned, which is the first of their talent choice nodes inside the hero tree. Raise ally revives a player at full HP and grants you an absorption shield equal to 20% of your maximum HP. Pretty good overall. It's unironically a nice tank thing. If you're a tank, you're running with probably 1.3 million HP because you're a Blood Death Knight. Overall, really nice. Vampiric Speed. Death's Advance and Wraith Walk increase movement speed by an additional 10%. Also, activating either of the two will increase the movement speed of 4 nearby allies by 20% for 5 seconds. Another pretty good thing overall, I'd say. I'm not terribly surprised at how nice these talents are. They put a lot of work into these because they don't want to make new talents in the sense that it affects the main tree. So, not really a bad thing for a choice node for a Blood Death Knight. Both are really nice. Increased move speed by an extra 10% from either of those abilities. And yeah, not really a big downside to that. Blood-soaked ground. While you're within your death and decay, your physical damage taken is reduced by 5%, and your chance to gain Vampiric Strike increases by an additional 5%. Now, this kind of makes me reminiscent of the fact that right now, Prot Paladin's Consecration is literally their mastery, and they take damage reduction while in Consecration. So this kind of looks like a Consecration kind of turn on this, but at the same time, like, not terrible either, because it gives you your Vampiric Strike proc, so no real downside to it in all honesty, but it does just kind of seem a little bit like copycat kind of thing. Maybe they're going to rework Prot Paladin Mastery, though, finally. Who knows? We'll see. One day. We all hope and pray on it. Vampiric Aura is the next thing in our choice node selection here. Your leech is increased by 3%. While Lichborn is active, your leech amount is increased by 100% and affects 4 nearby allies. So the big thing I thought about this one is that this is like Vampiric Embrace, just way better. This is literally Vampiric Embrace by Vampiric Aura. So, you know, another kind of talent where it looks like kind of taking it from somewhere else, but it still is really good, so you're not really going to question it. It's just that kind of stuff. I'm not too surprised that some of these talents, again, it is still a mock-up, so this could all just be placeholder as well. But at the end of the day, still really good so far. I'm not exactly opposed to the setup that they have so far, but at the same time, like, it just does feel like we're copying talents from pre-existing talents, I guess, is the best way to put it. Overall, though, really nice talent, I'd say. Following that, though, you have the Bloody Fortitude, which is an increased version of Icebound Fortitude that reduces all damage you take by an additional 30% based on your missing health. Killing enemies that grant honor or experience reduce the cooldown of Fortitude by 3 seconds. That is huge for keys. That's also an additional PvP thing. Most likely we'll see it really only used in battlegrounds, but even then, it's still a really good pickup overall. I'm not exactly opposed to Bloody Fortitude. It's really good, but following that now, let's go into our second section here. Infliction of Sorrow. When Vampiric Strike damages an enemy affected by Blood Plague or Virulent Plague, it consumes the disease, dealing 200% of the remaining damage. So kind of like when Immolation is on like a Destro Warlock, and you Chaos Bolt. It uses up a portion of that and adds it to additional damage. Kind of like that, but it just uses up the whole thing and does the damage instantaneously with a 200% increase total. So, yeah, pretty strong overall, I'd say. That might see some reworking in the later patches, but I highly doubt it. It does not seem overpowered because the second portion is also a really interesting tie-in. While Gift of the Sand Layn is active, Vampiric Strike no longer consumes your disease and instead extends it by an additional 3 seconds and deals 20% of the remaining damage to an enemy. So in reality, it just extends it but deals an additional 20% of the reduced timer. So it's really good at the very beginning if you get Gift of the Sand Layn in your opener. So, not exactly a bad overall transition for that. I'm not terribly surprised at how well it is as well. I mean, it's just everything is so nice. There's actually just amazing talents for this so far. I like what they're doing with everything. It's all very clean and straightforward. But of course, we have yet to get through everything. Frenzied Bloodthirst, Essence of the Blood Queen, stacks 2 additional times and increases the damage of your Death Coil and Death Strike by 5% per stack. It only stacks 2 additional times, so it's not going to be like severely overpowered, but it still is just, again, another very strong thing. Blood Death Knight's looking very pumped. Very strong. So I'm not. I like everything so far on the Blood DK talent tree. They've got a lot going for them, and it's good because, it's been really hard to actually want to play Blood Death Knight for some people. I can't admit, even me. A little bit there. Unholy Death Knight's fun, though, too. Following that, though, we have the Blood is Life. Vampiric Strike has a chance to summon a Blood Beast to attack your enemy for 10 seconds. Each time the Blood Beast attacks, it restores a portion of the damage, or it stores a portion of the damage dealt, and when the Blood Beast expires/dies, it explodes into 50% of the damage it accumulated to nearby enemies, and healing the Death Knight for the same amount. That is insane. That is really strong and really good. Incredibly strong. Following that, though, we have Visceral Regeneration. Your Heart Strike and Scourge Strike have a 3% chance to stack Essence of the Blood Queen to refund a rune. Vampiric Strike doubles the chance to refund the rune. Pretty straightforward talent there for the Blood Queen Essence, so not exactly a big deal there. Incite Terror, Heart Strike, and Scourge Strike extend the duration of Essence of the Blood Queen by an additional 0.5 seconds, while Vampiric Strike increases it by an extension of 100%. 100% of 0.5, I imagine, I'm pretty sure that's what it means. It's that you're extending it by 1 whole second. So pretty good overall. Sanguine Scent, your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 15% chance to trigger a Vampiric Strike when to trigger a Vampiric Strike when damaged enemies below 35% HP, it is guaranteed to critically strike. Oh, very hard to read, though. Very hard to read. Pact of the Sand Layn. Your store 50%. Okay, you store 50% of all shadow damage dealt into your Blood Beast to explode for additional damage when it expires. That's probably going to be the really good one because it also means you heal more when it detonates. So, pretty good overall, I'd say. These talents are really shaping up to be something special. And then, of course, Gift of the Sand Layn. The passive is while Vampiric Blood, or Dark Transformation is active, you gain Gift of the Sand Layn. What Gift of the Sand Layn does is increases the effectiveness of your Essence of the Blood Queen by 100%. And replaces your Heart Strike and Scourge Strike with Vampiric Strike for the duration. So really, it's just slam Vampiric Strike while you're in this window, and just go ham. Overall, it does seem like the Gift of the Sand Lane build is a really nice build overall. I I have no real qualms with it. It seems like it's extremely straightforward. I want to say it feels more blood attuned than it does unholy attuned. So I still want to say it's a very good one overall. I mean, all the hero talents are going to be super fun to play. Like, there's no real downside to all these hero talents. Overall, though, I like it a lot, and I can't wait to look forward and, look at the other ones. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We got 3 other videos that are going to come up right after this one, literally within, like, 15-minute iterations after the first one's been released. That's just how they're going to go out, is at 15-minute increments. Tomorrow, because today I'm recording at 12/18/23, it'll go live 12/19/23 tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching this video of the Sand Lane Blood/Unholy Death Knight Talent Tree Mockup review. Party Petey, signing off. We'll see you next time for some more World of Warcraft action.